Yes, guys, I'm just Goodwill, and today I want to talk about tech house, how to make the right drums, how to make the right bass line, and how to add character to what can be quite a repetitive genre. So if you are new here, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to jump straight into it now. So as you can see, we've already got a few drums and stuff laid down now. I'm going to quickly talk about this, and then we'll talk about the bass line and the leads. Okay, so the main thing is big 909. You can see I've just cut this. It did have a longer tail, but I've just shortened that. Put a fade on it just so it's real short, tacky, and leaving so much space for the bass. Now we've got a center snare, left snare, right snare, then all snares together. Snare claps, I guess. With a kick. Now you can tell there's a bit of space there, so what I've done there is just moved it off grid. You can see that there, just to give it a bit more space. You can see I've put the odd one just off here. Now move on to the hats. We've got the center hat, just the hat slightly off. But together they have a bit more grit. And then a low hat here. Just to give it a tiny bit of swing. That's actually the same hat as this one here, apart from I pitched it down and just made it really short so you get more of a... Just swing it along. Now I've just cut up loads of tops here and just to give it a bit more groove. So you get this. Then with snare. Just to really sort of give it a bit more of a change. And then on the second part, I bring in a ride. Just gives it a bit of push, and then some effects. We've got a crash here and a sweep up, so it sounds like this. So quite basic stuff going on there, but it's important with the kick having such a short tail to give us so much space for the bass. Now I'll move on to the bass here. So far we've got this. Now, we're going to look at recording a bass now. This is just a patch in Serum. Now, obviously, depending on what octave you use, if you're too high, a little look. You know, we're sort of wanting around 40 to 60 hertz for real. Because this is predominantly going to be our main sub bass, and then we're going to add the sub bass layer here. What's basically the exact same apart from loads of distortion. And a bit crush. Without the bit crush, sounds like this. Obviously a pretty drastic EQ, just taking out all the lows and all the highs. Technically like a telephone EQ, they call it. Okay, so we're going to record some bass in now. Okay, so I'm going to use F and G sharp just for my bass. Just two notes. I don't want to go too much because I want it to sort of predominantly be the low end and the top lead that's going to give it character. So I'm just going to record something in now. So I'm just going to quickly quantize that. Go up here, MIDI transform, and then velocity limiter. I'm going to turn this fully up just because I want them all to be consistent. Okay, now I'm just going to keep this solid. Normally you'd want like A, B, A, C at the end here. So change up here, but I'm going to keep this because I want it to be really repetitive. Now what I've done is I've just dragged this down. So we've gone from this to this. And I've already found the balance. All I did there is drop the fader, play them both together and bring it up just so you got the right amount of feel and texture there without it being too like... Just like that. Okay, so now when I play that with a kick and the rest of the drums, maybe turn that down a little. Now that's what I would call it quite a generic tech house, you know, you got some cool drums, bit of swing in there, and obviously you got your sort of very on-grid bass, dun 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 dun, like no real swing to it. So now I've got this lead here. The lead sounds like this. Okay, now what I want to do is start to add character. So this sort of track here, you know, it sound great in a club, and it would sound amazing in a club, but the problem is there's no real character. You know, it's just bass. You know, no one leaves a club humming a kick drum. So I'm gonna add some. I'm just gonna dun 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 dun. Yeah, just got that in. In fact, I might actually change the octave there. Let me just quickly record that in there. What I'm basically doing there is I'm manually pressing the pitch just to give it a bit more, instead of it being, it's like just sliding into the notes there. Cool. So now, I know this is quite basic, but you've instantly got a bit more character there. What you could technically do is you could maybe add a... So there is something there, and then maybe just take it clean out. This is literally off the cuff here. I'm just going to go into Logic stuff just so you guys can sort of follow. And I'm just going to literally go, boom, that looks good. Yeah, that sounds cool. Random metal. But anyway, guys, that's just a quick tutorial there, just to sort of start a series, quite basic, just to get that tech house groove going, and this is the end result. Right, guys, that's just a quick tutorial there, just like an introduction into this. I'm going to do a lot more in this series on tech house and how to create just slightly different textures and sort of make things move a bit better. But I think we've got a pretty cool vibe there. I am going to be putting this project up on my Patreon. So if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. And this project file will be there, including all the samples and the presets. And I'll see you guys soon.